Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's always a great pleasure to have you on the Gist with Esse show. Yay! Today promises to be another very interesting and informative episode because we're going to be talking about the real estate business in Nigeria. Our guest is someone who is an expert in investments, in the investment business. But don't worry, if you don't live in Nigeria, it's not a problem at all. She's a global phenomenon. She's going to be taking us through some tips on how to invest in real estate business. If you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to share so your friends and your family can join us and, get all the scoop on real estate business. Now, our guest is called Grace Ofure. She's the CEO of Lifecard Limited and the proprietress of Lifecard University. Wow. She's a force to be reckoned with in the real estate business, and she's going to be sharing with us and answering our questions on different ways we can invest in real estate without breaking the bank. Now, that is very interesting. I would really like to know if there's a way to invest in the real estate business without breaking the bank. So sit back and enjoy. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. I say thank you so much for having me. Pretty late here in Nigeria, and I've had a very long day.
Hey.
But I'm glad to be here, as you can see. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for so many things that you are doing. It's very important that a lot of us enjoy your show, and we are very grateful. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you again. You were here 2 years ago. Wow, how time
Oh,
flies.
that's true. How time, it just looks like yesterday.
I know. I know. You're looking really good, ma'am.
Okay. I didn't know. I thought I was looking very tired.
No, you're looking good. I mean, we can see, the real estate money all over you. It's
Oh
great
my
to be
God.
alive.
Thank God. We give God praise. Thank you so much.
Okay, so for the benefit of those who are just meeting you for the first time, who don't know a lot about you, can you just tell us a bit about yourself, ma'am?
Okay. I'll just be very brief, but I think I'll also be able to communicate who really I am. I'm first of all a real estate investment expert, and that's not. I didn't study that in school, but
Mm.
life happened, and so sometimes when life happened, and you are able to navigate, it will only just bring you into a world of possibilities. Like I was a graduate, and when I got to Lagos, I had a lot of thoughts in my heart, and I wanted to have a very wonderful career job. But the way things happen, it wasn't like as I planned it, because Lagos was just like a land of lot of opportunities, but no connect. So one of the things that were my challenges was getting a job after my youth service. So when
Mm.
that didn't come, I tried to do something for myself, looking at the fact that I had made up my mind that success was it. So I put my hands into a lot of things, from selling. I've never told people. I actually started with ice block tea. I started
Oh,
selling
wow.
fairly used clothes. Fairly used clothes. What is the best name I can call it? Then we used to call it okirikas. So you just
Yeah,
bend
now
down
they call it
boutique.
Swift.
I don't know. In Nigeria, we call it bend down boutique, okirika, and all. So, which I felt that I was wearing, and I saw opportunity. Like a lot of people didn't want to be seen in that kind of market. So you have like
Mm.
three major markets where they sell those things in Lagos, from Katangwa to Vespa, for the bag and shoe, because the bag and shoes is close to the Badagry. So there you can get bag and shoes. But I actually started with the clothing. Then when I upgraded, the business was growing, I added the bag and shoe. And it was okay. At least it was just okay. At least we're
At
making
least it was putting food on the table.
on the table. One of the things I started was I just went to the market and tried to get customers for these Igbo guys, and they will give you something from anybody you bring. So, but the wise thing was that I was able to use that money to buy some too and take out of the market, and which was providing me some profit. Along the line, I was able to grow the business somehow, and I had a bit of lithium money I kept somewhere. And so I met a friend who was looking all okay. I was attracted to her by her phone, and I asked her what she was doing. She told me about real estate, all the things that are possible and the things that are not possible with real estate. You know, one of the things that I took from her was the fact that this is possible, but you have to put in some work. You have to. So a lot of things that she told me, and I'm a very good listener. And I
Okay.
started thinking of what to do with it. And so one day opportunity came, which we were trying to invest. The money was to buy land, but I didn't have that kind of money. And because I'm from the village, I started thinking of how I could use my village sense. A lot of people said it's village sense. And so I talked to people, let us put our monies together. It was difficult. The more no's I get, the 1 years I got. And I was able to put our funds together. We bought the property. We had a projection for 5 years. But in less than 3 years, property moved from like 3 million to 14 million. When I heard that the property
Wow.
price was moving, I was still selling my Okrika, but then I started to look into the real estate space, started to get to be mentored by a lot of people, started to just do a lot of things along the line. Some people accepted, some people cheated, but then I was just there, learning and learning and learning, and I started putting my hands into um, knowing how to write offer letters, a lot of things. And opportunity came one day. I got a transaction. I made some money, and I saw that, oh, there's money in this thing. And I now made up my mind to know what. Let me concentrate so much. And as I started looking for the challenges, what I can do with real estate. And I saw that a lot of things that I could do was sales. So I started doing sales. I started getting myself educated, looking at the markets, what were the benefits, what are the downs. So one thing that I did was just looking for how to solve the real estate problems differently. And so I realized that what the problem was integrity and lack of information and education. So what that means is that
Okay.
a lot of people did not understand the business. So I started to learn more about the business, and I started to help a lot of people. So one of the things I did was delay gratification. I could help you buy something and tell you when you sell, I will take from your profit. That's the way it started, and people started to trust me. Uh, I started to make money like that, trying to do more. That gave birth to the company. I was actually making money without owning a company, which I think I preferred more. But then uh, a lot of people also disappointed, because when you don't control something, it doesn't come out the way you want it to come out. So that became a challenge. And I was just thinking of what's the best way to solve this problem for the people. So that's the way the company started. So just making sure that, okay, I'm the one giving the promise, and I will give the promise that I can really
That you can
deliver.
keep or that you can
Yeah,
deliver.
yes, yes. So because what I saw was that even if I was good, even if I knew the kind of properties to buy for people, I was not getting the result based on failed promises. So that's the one reason why this company was opened, because I didn't really want to, because I know what it was going to take. I've worked with people. I've seen that it's a lot of work. I was trying to run away from that responsibility. But On another hand, I saw that it was a vision. I saw that God was people were trusting me with their funds. So as one day I just woke up and I said, okay, let me go and start a company. So from the name of the company, I started to think of the name and I said it's Life Card because real estate is actually playing cards. The
Mm.
cards can really go bad. So, and the cards, if you don't play it well, can die from the one. So I said, okay, my cards have life. Uh,
Oh,
I know how
wow.
to live life.
Interesting.
I know what I can do that the business will have life. It's supposed to grow. Every money you put into real estate is a seed and it's supposed to have a good harvest. So that's how the name came about. And we started and we have been trying. It's a lot, but we are excited and the people are excited. And here we are.
Great, 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 great. Wow. Okay. I really like, the reason behind the name. Yeah, because even as human beings, our names have meanings, and people name their children, bearing in mind, the meaning of the name. They don't just give names; they give the names for a reason. Okay, it's like speaking or professing something into the life of that child, and in this case, your business. So you were professing and confessing life into it, and look at it. It's alive and it's thriving, which is
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. So since the last time you were on the show during COVID, your real estate business has evolved. Can you, and of course, definitely, I know you have also evolved in a lot of ways. Can you share with us some of the daily habits or practices that have helped you grow both as a person and as a business?
It's I think it's knowledge.
Mm.
One of the things that personally I did was to keep to my promise of exactly what I wanted to achieve. And another thing that I think caused that was because I was able to give for the business. I was able to give a lot of people opportunity to learn. So in my business, I think my mentors are very different from the regular real estate companies in Nigeria.
Okay.
One thing that distinguishes us out, I know that everybody knows about the integrity, but there's something else that a lot of people know. It's about the knowledge proposition, which is the value teaching you first before asking for your money. Because when it comes to anything you want to put your money into, it's important that you have a bit of the basic knowledge. So, because that is what I offer, I try to let you understand what you are getting into by teaching you exactly how it can be profitable in anywhere in Nigeria. For
Wow.
let's say for the case study, let's talk about Nigeria. So a lot of people see that they actually can learn before they involve their money. So that
Mm.
brought huge patronage. Uh, so they discovered that as a brand, we are not really out there money, 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 money. We want
Okay.
you to learn, 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 so you can
Okay.
take decisions based on an informed from a perspective of you know this information, you understand this business. So I like people to take decision. So you see people say, Grace, I want to invest. I said, take this course first because you really don't know what you want. Because when I ask you a lot of questions, you don't really know what you want. Real estate is not something you buy from the shelf. Real estate is not something you just buy from the social media. So I'm able to then all my YouTube channels, everything I do there is just content telling you what to do, what not to do. So it brought it just giving out value, value, value. And a lot of people began to see the lines, the hidden lines, why they had made mistakes before, why they won't make. So it brought a lot of buzz, exposed us internationally, So then another thing was our transparency,
Okay.
because this business was actually born out of the tears of other people, the cry of other people. Sometimes I really want to give up, but when I remember that I'm actually trying to wipe tears from people that's been burnt, and that's why I think that we have majority of 99% customers from the diaspora, because a lot of them
Mm.
have gone through a lot. I was in a training this evening. You won't believe I was in a training for 2 hours, and a lady said I came in just doing a co-investment, uh, and I went to the school. I went to the real estate school, and now I have over 10 properties with Grace Ofure,
Wow.
with live card, and I just keep buying, 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 because I've discovered that one, um, they make sure the property comes at a very affordable price, and that was one question they asked me today in business day, and I said because we are people oriented, not profit driven. We don't lose
Okay.
money, that's the truth, but our profit margins are very little, because we treat everybody like investors. Because when I started real estate, I came in as an investor, so I got opportunity to buy properties that I made money. So I cannot change how I started. So with
Okay.
that, a lot of people notice that one, the property, then all our properties, we try to make sure they have good documentation. So we just came with everything that was lacking, from making sure it's good documentation to looking at the pricing and saying, you know what, we are in this business for a long time. Why do we want to make all the monies today? So we try to cut down cost on a lot of promises. So there are so many things that make people property very expensive. So one of the things is the way they buy, what kind of profits they want to make. So I put we as a company, as a brand, we put all those things into consideration. So at the end of the day, it comes out as a very good product. So we always sold out, sold out, sold out, because everybody's just waiting. People are actually even waiting for my birthday this year. Some people just said, "Maybe we know that something will come," and that one people don't even want to make profit. So that was what really happened. They were able to sense it, so people started talking to people. You hear, go online, you say, if you don't want to drop dead, go and meet Grace Ofure. If you want to get to Nigeria
Mm.
and you're able to see your property, go and meet Grace Ofure. If you want to get your documents, go and meet live card, things like that. So the reviews, it's a community. That the diaspora community is actually a community. And a lot of brands that are trusted brands, like people like you, started to bring me out. Some YouTubers that people trust. Some of
Mm.
them said they did a lot of research.
Yes.
Their followers were writing messages to them. There's one thing we want to do in Nigeria. We want to go back home. We want to buy property. So they started doing research and they found somebody like me. So it just went boom.
Wow.
Uh, that was what. That's exactly what happened. And so we have kept up. We have just been. We have just stayed like that. So it just gets better, better. We had some challenges from customer care, but not challenges that have to do with your money running away. Maybe you didn't get a receipt, you didn't get, those. So, and those challenges are not challenges that can make a customer stop buying.
True.
So we are trying to we are still getting better, doing a lot of trainings, because we are trying to work with young people, because of
Yeah.
costs of, we don't want too much overhead cost, because it will affect the price of the property. So you can see
Mm-hmm.
that every decision we take, we have the customer in mind. So we sometimes go, oh, we are sorry, oh, mabinu, ejo. They are young people. If we take very, 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 very high professionals, we'll pay them salary, and when we put it on top of the property, your property will be expensive. And we also have stakeholders meeting where we interact. So we are not faceless, we are not faceless. The brand
Okay.
is out there. We interact with people. So people are, it's just like we are at home together, and we all solve problems together. So we get people coming back and coming back, referring people, and that's how we got here.
Okay, that's great. If you're just joining us, remember it's the Gist with Essay show, and our guest today is Grace Ofure, the real estate expert. Please remember to share so your friends can still join us before the show wraps up. We're going to take a little musical break now, and we'll be right back.
Oh, yes. It's a small world, but you know if you trek from Niger to London. To win free drink, you must first buy drink. Oh yeah, knock 'em, knock 'em. God is able, who know no medicine, send a vegetable. Time on the praise, we want beg you money. We laugh to the bank like it's funny. Aha, no go look who change this. Even if not jumbo, no matter how temper hot, you know go fit to cook beans. Make I breathe, no complete, oh. Shine your eye for the street, say the grace and eat, oh. No food for lazy man, no before mama put speaking. Sure you won't try me, let it demo begin. Today's newspaper, and tomorrow see your paper. We are here making pepper, with the press calculator. Now you make me the answer.
On the beat.
Enter house. Last.
Welcome back to the Gist with Esse show. That song was by the Ace King himself, Keda Ace, who just dropped his EP late November 2022. It's still streaming on all his social media platforms. Check him out on YouTube for some of his other songs. All right. Yes. So we're talking real estate on the Gist with Esse show today, and we have the real estate expert. You see how I smell when I say that? Because, you know, our guest is someone who knows real estate. If you're just joining, you've missed some of, the gist and all of that. But don't worry, she'll refresh a bit. And as the show goes on, as she carries on talking about real estate, you would understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so why I wanted to talk about real estate is because, a lot of people, thank God that, before we went on the break, you mentioned people in the diaspora who are really investing in real estate. I've spoken to a couple of people who are scared, like Nigeria investments. It's, they're not sure. They don't even want to put their money when it comes to Nigeria. All right. So just to put some of their, because a lot of our viewers are also people living in diaspora, just to put their minds at rest, I'm going to ask you, is real estate worth it in Nigeria. Bearing in mind, right, most of these locations that they say are priced areas, they are good locations. When it's raining season, we see a lot of flooding. Flooding is going on all over the world. It's not just in Nigeria, right? But you don't want to be outside of the country and then you've bought a property or you've invested in a property and then you hear that, the floods have taken over. So are there things that we need to know or consider about location before investing in a property anywhere in the
Okay.
world at all? Because, like I said, there are other places in the world, in America, that there's a lot of flooding going on and all of that. You get me? So, are there things that we need to know about location before investing in a property?
Okay, so like I said from the very beginning, thank you so much. I'm glad I'm back. It has to do with education. Most of your scare is because you lack information and you do not have a proper portfolio manager. If you have basic knowledge of educating yourself on where to buy, how to buy, when to buy, you might not have those kind of issue because it's not everywhere that floods. So it's a function of who are you buying from, who is telling you the property to buy, how sincere is the person. So you have areas that you can actually buy and there is no flooding. Then you
Okay.
also have areas that are prone to flooding, and if you are properly managed or properly told what to do, you might not have issues with it. So I'll give you an example. There's a particular place that I bought a property to do apartments, and there is flooding there. So what I then did was to do a lot of raise my decking because the road did not have a problem. The problem was a lot of houses were below the road level. So when the water is raining, it comes inside the house instead of flowing away. That's not a problem of the land. It's a problem of the developer. So
Okay.
I was there. I
Oh,
did. It was more expensive to have, instead of 5 boards or 6 boards, depends. I'm not a builder, but we went very high up above. So I was higher than all my neighbors. So when the rain comes, I am like Noah on the ark. Do you understand? Because the location was perfect, but that was a challenge. Why? Because I'm knowledgeable. So, and I do not have issues to today. So everybody's trying to do something to raise their foundation. Some of them, it's already too late. I'm saying that was my worst case scenario. And because I understood, I was able to make sure nothing like that happens to my own property. Another thing is, when you're buying a property and it's just maybe landed property, depends on what you are doing with the property. I have
mhm.
a I have a something a topic I did on YouTube when I told people that, do you know, sometimes the waterlogged properties are even more profitable. So
Oh,
why did I have to answer that question? It was because of so many diaspora, and the first thing when they call and they want to ask us, we saw your property, is it dry land? And because they know that with me, if it's water, I will say it is water. So some of them will say, it's what I'm not buying. But some of them that have been with me for 2 years, that I've heard or gone through the real estate investment course, maybe I've talked a bit about it, they now buy. Then so I had to just do video teaching, telling people why it can be advantageous. So I told them there are companies, multinationals, that the very first time we went there to buy the property, we actually used a boat. We couldn't even step on it. It was an ocean. It's not even
wow.
Atlantic. It's just Freedom Way. And the total cost of that property by these international multinational companies, which were a lot of staffs cooperative, was close to 7 billion, and they bought it. And that 7 billion is almost maybe 30 billion today. There are
Wow.
things you should look at. Who is behind the project? What is the cost as at today that is just all water? What's the plan to turn the water to land? So if it's just swampy, it's not a big deal. It's not what you should look at. What's the cost? Because you are supposed to buy. Cost implication is important. It must be cheaper than regular lands in that location. You are able to buy cheaper, and once you just feel your profit margins are very high. So, and Lagos, for example, not all lands will be dry. Some will be swampy. But how do you buy a swampy or a waterlogged land to your advantage as an investor? Then documentation is very important. Whether a land is swampy and it has good documentation, forget it, essay. All these are just noise. If a land is swampy and it has good documentation, the land will continue to appreciate and appreciate even if it's water. So I had a property I wanted to buy for a guy that has a big supermarket. And when I looked at the documents of the man actually bought that property 20 million naira for like 600 plots. I was actually pricing 15 plots for 1.5 billion naira. And the guy said, no, he had bought it like 28 years ago. So I went to see him because I was like, I am pricing only 15 plots of that for 1.5 billion. He was saying, no, you bought this home land for 20 million naira. He said, so I went to see him. He was getting old, but looking very nice. All his skins were fresh and all that. I was like, tell me what is behind this. He said that's what they call land banking. And when he went to buy that property in Ikate, that he entered, his friends did not enter. The water got him to this place. That's the freedom where you sit down. And everybody, that crocodile was there, lion was the elephant. It was all water. So why it was cheap was that he was the one that actually brought out money to the villagers to begin to dredge or put sand in that place. And they paid him land and all that. And he paid, which is still happening today. He paid some of the money to them. And from 20 million to, so if it's 1.5 billion for 15 plots, calculate it yourself, you begin to have some headache. So let's not calculate. So when you are looking at it from face value, so there's a property we also bought in our company that we sold to investors, but the only difference that we told them there's water. And what we're going to do is that we're going to sand feed the road. And so what it means is that you can access your plot. Only you put sand inside yourself, because that's the best we can do. The property is the property that has the highest capital appreciation right now in our basket or in our portfolio. So you just have to be knowledgeable. Anything you want to do, you need a bit of knowledge. And so with the knowledge, you can use it to your advantage. That's what I say. So who are you buying from? What are they saying? So just don't be carried away by social media. Last year, when it was rainy season, I saw a video that was going viral. And that video was what happened like 4 years ago. And that place has been fixed, the Abraham Adesoya roundabout. And this year that the video was going viral, there was no one water.
Oh, wow.
So
I saw that video.
Yes.
I actually saw that video.
Yes,
yeah, and I've lived around Abraham Adesoya before, so I was like, wow, has Abraham Adesoya gotten that bad?
No, it happened before this year that the video was still people on top of Kedu. And the people that were really sharing the video were people that lived abroad because they didn't really, and it wasn't their fault. But we that are in Abraham Adesoya, I know that issue has been resolved somehow, So you just need to have the right information, talk to the right people, unless you'll be leaving money on the table. That's the best idea.
Okay, so one of our viewers just asked the question regarding to what you're saying right now. The courses. What's the benefit of the courses you talked about, and how do we get registered for it?
Our name is Life Card Company. So it's called Life Card University, and it's online. So if you type Life and Cards together plus University, you'll see the various courses. So there are courses for people that want to go into real estate, just how to sell your property when you buy. There are courses for investment, profitable investment, so that when somebody bring an investment that's not going to be profitable, you will know. So that's what it is. The benefit is that where your money is, you should know. You can't just put your money. I think that a $50 is better spending a $50 or a $20 is better than losing a $30,000. So the benefit is that you have knowledge and you'll be profitable in your business. That's all. So it's not like with that, you now have a discount. No. After the course, you even be excited that you took the course. So that's the
Okay.
benefit. I think that's the benefit.
Okay.
Oh, I
All
just
right.
got a notification now. Congratulations to Lifeguard University. Business Day gave us top 100 SMEs, best 100. I think we're number
Wow.
3 this year. Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations to Lifeguard
Congratulations.
University.
Big congratulations.
Yeah, because I think that they said a lot of people reached out to them and said this particular university gave them a lot of information that they needed. So I just saw
Wow.
it
Wow.
beep on my phone now. I think they're in the award ceremony. I couldn't go, so I told the university admin to go. So
Okay. Okay.
so
Wow.
congratulations to us. And we are just talking
Congratulations.
about
Yes, big congratulations. When I
university.
grow up, I want to be like you.
So that's the gain. You just gain knowledge. And I think that one of the things that distinguish A from B is the information that you have. Yeah.
Yes, so for those asking, actually have a couple of people who asked that same question about the courses and how to register for it. Yeah, so that's it. You have to, it's Life Card University. If you type it on your Google search engine, it will bring it up and then you can register. Or go to Instagram page, you get the information from there. It's at Life Card University.
Yeah,
Or
it's there. It's there.
yeah, and or you can go to her page. It's Grace_Ofure, and you can get all the information that you need. Okay, so um enlighten us on the current investment opportunities available and how we can invest.
Okay, so right now we are doing more of so much is going to happen on the Ibejuleki Axis.
Okay, let me see this.
So
Yeah.
so much is going to happen on Ibejuleki Axis. Towards the Epe and towards the Dangote. For a very long time, I didn't really do the Dangote refinery area because I wanted to be very, very sure
Okay.
of because that place have a lot of no documents. The truth is, Lagos do not have oil. I tell a lot of people that a place that most of their revenue generation is real estate, you have to be very careful because you don't think they will
Mm-hmm.
just give you properties for free. So I really wanted to go to that area because of what is coming, but I really needed to get it right. So
Okay.
we have something there. We started because a lot of people have been waiting. Grace Ofure, you know that you get there, we will not go. So we did phase 1, sold out. Phase 2,
Okay, is
sold
this what
out.
you're talking about? Is this
Yeah,
is this
so yeah, that's Prosper. So so in the space of 3 months, we had Prosper 1, Prosper 2, now Prosper 3. And they are not
wow.
small lands. It's not like 10 plot, 20 plot. These lands are in acres. So how do you just sell that? There was a particular one who sold it out in 4 days because people were just waiting. If this woman gets there, we are going. Because
I know. I've
they
been
have,
following it. I've been following. In fact, when I saw phase 3, I was like, I don't understand. When when did they advertise phase 1? Because I've actually been following it. So
yeah, so
yeah,
it's just
I know
because
that.
that was our first. So we do a lot of at the middle of the Lekki Aziz. So this was the first time we're going there because we had done our thorough check. We didn't want to be very close to the refinery, so we dock by where Dangote is building their staff quarters. So we did a lot of, like if you go to our mission, we say foresight, inside. So the moment we got there, they started opening up the seaport. The president is coming on the 24th to open the
Mm.
seaport, so it is going to be so big now. So there's going to be a lot of capital appreciation on land if your land has title. So a lot of people are coming there. there was one I did. The one we did during my birthday was we just went there. You know, like the name. You said something about the name. It's very close to the airport. So a lot of people have been saying airport. A lot of people are saying the airport will not come. So somehow I got an insight in my head that it was time for me to go. So when did
Wow.
they pray? They approved the airport a month later.
Wow.
So some people started calling her like, Grace, we know you hear things. Did you hear? I said, no, I heard from the inside. And so I moved. Now people are calling, we have sold out, and people are calling. So in less than 3 months, that place just moved ×2, like ×3, ×4. So if president come by 24th, Essie,
It will go up again.
everybody, so the rush, and people now can actually start making money by building houses, because when you open a seaport, it's human beings that are going to work there. Then,
Yeah.
after we're thinking about that, Dangote finally said, see, a part of it is ready for operation. The news, I said, Father Lord. So what I did was, in as much as there is phase 3, I made up my mind to keep a lot for future. So a lot of people. So that's an opportunity, which in another 10 days, we are in pre-launch. If you notice, it's pre-launch. We are
Yes,
selling the
I
place.
actually saw that the
Yeah.
price says pre-launch
And it's
till
ending on the
28th
28th. Yeah.
of January.
So what that means is between today and 28th, you are going to be having a 20% capital appreciation. So it's a
Wow.
pre-launch. So when we do pre-launch, before we get to really selling, it's sold out, because a lot of people know exactly, people have been following, and the diaspora now have an advantage because of the strength of their dollar. So and a lot of people buy. So if you are in diaspora, if you think nobody's buying, they are not just telling you. Only this week, if I tell you how many plots, and if you look at the mass, 99.9% are people that live in diaspora, especially in the UK. So I have my numbers and I have my figures. So people are buying. So that's the opportunity we have now, that particular opportunity. Then the other opportunities we have are lands that you can actually come into there and build. The places already have water that you can find on our website. But this is one opportunity that it's for investment, it's ready to go, and it's out there. It can close tomorrow morning. But once
Yeah,
you
so it
just
says land banking and residential. Yeah, so you can use it just as an investment to resell after it
after,
appreciates after a couple of years,
yes,
or you can,
build
set up a
something for,
residential building.
yeah, people that want to live around that area now, even if you don't want to live in that area now, so you can provide housing for those people.
Yeah.
So that's it. And if you stay with us, you will hear when something new comes up.
Okay.
So if you go to our website, you will see some properties that are still on sale, because of people can live there. It's not fully sold out, or we close the sales for 1 year, so we have capital, because we keep a lot of properties, because since we can't make money in the beginning, we should make money in the end now. So
True.
that's the truth, because we don't make money in the beginning, so we try to keep. So when the place really appreciates, we can now start selling the company own and make some money, which is still. So let me give you an instance. There's a property we are selling in a particular estate, the Beachwood, which is a very nice place. Somebody called me and said, since last year, I've not increased the price. I said, I said, okay, let's check my neighbor's price. We discovered that my neighbor was like 30% more expensive. So
Wow.
she was not like, why are you not increasing the price? I said, the truth of the matter is that my neighbor is not wrong. My neighbor just came. So he's actually selling based on how he or she bought. Me, I was here 2 years ago, and I don't see the reason why I should be making too much profit. So the company they just don't see the reason why. They just came. So they are not wrong. So don't say they are wrong. No. we went ahead of them. So you must always go ahead because it becomes your advantage. So I just don't see why I should, but that is why it still can be an investment property for people that are coming today, because they can still sell looking at the cost right now in the environment is still higher than what we are selling. So it means that everything you buy, whenever you buy, is still an investment property. So that's the business
And you
you
will
do,
get returns
and
on
you will
it.
still get good return on it. So even if you bought it, so that particular property, some people bought it like 5.5 million during the COVID. It is now 24 million. But don't
Wow.
worry, if you came for during 24 million, at least my neighbor is selling for 28 million. So you know, yeah. And so we try to make sure to the end of that particular estate, it is profitable to the end. But you can't say, why can't I just go back? I also, you don't know where I got the money from. Maybe I took it from the bank and I need to pay interest.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about pricing for the Prosper estate. Are these
Okay,
figures
so
still up to date?
yes, the figures are up to date. So there's even a discount if you come through Essay. We wrote it there, 10% if you pay between 0 to 3 months. This figure has your... Okay, so what we'll do for land bank site, we try to do perimeter fencing. We'll do the gatehouse. We put a security man there so we do not have people trespassing. So that figure covers everything.
Okay.
Because a lot of people have what they call hidden costs. So because of that, we put everything that will be cost, you know, and we put everything that will be cost, and then we give you a big document so you can read what our promises are. What we want to tell you is we will give you fence, we'll fence.
I like that. They'll give you a big document. So if you're short-sighted like me, there's no excuse that, you didn't see, you
So
couldn't read
we'll
between
put
the
a bit
lines.
of, yeah, we'll put a bit of gatehouse, and then at the end of the day, we would put a security man so that anytime I'm sleeping, security man see anybody say gay, and it calls the company people. So that's the only thing we promise for now. As we move along, we can all decide to add more features based on what we really want. Because I don't see why I should bury 5 million naira in a place that I'm not ready to do anything right now, when I can put it in something else and it's yielding profits. So so those are the things that we try to do. Be as transparent as we can and promise only what we can deliver. So that whole cost comes with everything, all encompassing. Yeah.
Okay. So we have another question, and Tracy says, do we have payment arrangements for these lands, or do we have to make a full payment?
No. We have up to 12 months payment
plan.
So when you ask for the document, you see 6 months, 4 months, 12 months payment plan. We have up to that because that's another thing we also do, so that people can actually, you might not have the money now, but there's something you are doing that is giving you money. So we try to make you calm down and start spending wisely. You cannot own a property if you do not start to try to own. One of the things to do is to teach and coach to say, just go and start. You'll be amazed that before the end of the year, you have like 12 or 10, because you are committed to it. Anything you're not committed to, funds don't come to you. So we have payment plan.
Okay, so another question I want to ask is, the flyer I just posted, I'm not seeing, there's something I actually saw on a while ago when this whole Prosper Estate started, and you had I think 300 square meters between 10 people or something like that.
That's co-investment.
Co-investment, yes. So then you broke it down to, so for example, this is 7 point something million. So for 10 people, it will be 700 and yes, yeah, 700 and what? 704,000
Yeah,
naira
so
and
we have
the
that. We also have that strategy that we have been using. Like you hear my story, that's the way I started. So we have
mhm.
created a platform, like an app, a web, where you can actually livecardcoinvest.com, and you have people there that want to invest, and you also have people that cannot really afford to buy a property. They all come together. It's either you are bringing the people together, or the platform is bringing them together, or Livecard is bringing them together. For this particular phase 3, we did not really allow that in the beginning. Maybe before we get to the end of the phase 3, but we have other properties that you can actually do that right now. So it's called co-investment. What that means is that
Okay,
all of you come together and buy it. When the property appreciates, you sell it and you share your profits. It's as simple
okay.
as
Okay, fine. So for this co-investments, I've got a couple of other questions. But before I go, I don't want to forget what I want to ask. So let's say, for example, let's just say it's 700,000, yeah, per person times 10. So if
yeah.
I'm bringing 700,000 and I'm saying that I don't have 700,000 cash, can I get on a payment plan as well?
I think co-investment have like a 3 months payment plan. On the website, I think they allow that, because
Okay.
we just say other people too that are buying full plot, are they not getting a payment plan? They are getting.
Yeah.
So I think there's a payment plan. I might not know exactly how many months now, but I know that it's a full product on its own. So it has all the structures from staffing to accounting. So I
Okay.
know that in their meetings, I've heard that they have payment plan. So there is a payment plan. What I don't know right now is how
Is
many months.
how many months? How long?
Yeah.
They have. Okay, that's great. So we'll check the website for that because I did share this information even before I said you need to come to the show to break it down. It's because the questions that were coming to me were too much. I was like, okay, let me bring her to explain herself. There are people who are interested and even people from the diaspora, but everybody plans their money. So some people are saying, I can't take out that lump sum right now, but if it's broken down, then I can do it on a monthly basis. And people can actually be committed to that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why I asked that question.
So it's possible.
Yeah, okay. So we've got Tommy and Adam asking, does this payment cover the C of O?
Yeah, because the land already has a C of O. That's why it's a bit pricey. Because for you
Okay,
to get C of O in Lagos State is not cheap. It's not more at all. So he already covers the C of O. The land has a C of O because he already has a global C of O. What then you need? It's a deed of assignment. And all you
okay,
have to do is just register your deed of assignment. You can't have a C of O on top of a C of O. So but a lot of properties do not have C of O, but this one has. So we have the C of O number, whether 98 something. But if you want to get the C of O number, we'll just send us a message and we'll send it to you. You can give it to your lawyer to go and do a check. One thing that
okay.
I'm very boastful of is we say it as it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
And
to
you
hear
get,
that. Yeah, because I got a question earlier about, people being afraid of being scammed, which
yeah.
unfortunately is something that has happened to a lot of people that, want to invest, at home back in Nigeria. Yeah, so you can also do your research after watching this video or watching this live. You can also do your research on the company itself and the
Please
CEO
do.
herself. This
Yes,
is the
please.
CEO you're seeing and speaking to directly,
Yeah,
but the
please do.
company is online, so you can do your research and you can even send people to go and do findings on your behalf, at home, because that's what I will do. I would go say, okay, you know what, help me check this place out, help me check this person out and stuff like that. I have another question from Vincent Akpojuto, and he says, do you operate only in Lagos or you have presence in other states in Nigeria?
Okay, so because we're an investment company, this year we'll try and do a bit of Abuja, but I am not. one of the things that I also teach is I'm not sentimental when it comes to investment. I put my money where I'll make money. I'm from Edo State, and uh, I can't take 10 million naira to Edo State that have not doubled in Lagos, because I will never get it there. So am I saying I will not invest in other places? I have some other properties, both home, abroad, other places. But then I am here and I can see the value I'm getting. So I want to stay and make sure everybody gets a bit of. So I'm not sentimental. As a brand, we are not even sentimental. It is an investment company. So we are in a place that we know that this is making sense. The investment is making sense. So that's why I've not really gone into, because we have checked the market, we have tried it. So where I put 10 million in Lagos, 3 years later, I want to sell it 30 million. I put 10 million in Edo State. I come back, I can't even get a buyer. Maybe move from 10 million to 10 million point 5. So
Okay.
we are doing business here. So that's why. It's not like we cannot. This year we're planning to go to Edo State, Benin, because of too many information. Oh, Grace, everything is not about. And I have made money now. She have bought 10. You can see I've made money. Let me just have one. And we can't go until you go. You know, we can't go until you go. Okay, I will go. You understand? So I'm actually going because of the call of people saying we are sure that when you go, we are going to get something that when we come back, we will see it. So it's not now business. It's now let me just have something which is
So
different
we
from.
can boldly say Grace Ofure is our representative in Nigeria. And I've got some people who are Deltans and people from Akwa Ibom on call today. So on their behalf, I'm asking, would you also get to places like Delta State and Akwa Ibom? And where else do I have? When I remember, I'll come to that. But,
We'll try to,
yeah.
yeah, we'll try to, we will not do a lot. We're not going there like now. You can say in Lagos, we have served like 2,000 customers or 3,000. We will not do a lot in those places. We will just do to fulfill, make the people excited that they have something. And they are like sending us an errand, and they are sure that it's like a messenger work. We will do that. We might not do a lot. We'll touch everywhere and just do small. We might not do a lot because
Okay.
we are not really going there as per se business. But if God help us, it's a lot of work, Esse. So
I know. I
even doing
actually did a little real estate, when I was in Nigeria. That was when the Mowe area, when it started back. It's a lot of legwork. It's a
it's a
lot
lot
of
of
research. It's a lot
it's a
of back
lot
and
of, you
forth
don't even want to,
between, yeah.
yeah, you don't even want, if I look at what it takes, so sometimes when you see a lot of people sending messages, God bless you. Sometimes people, because they didn't get a receipt, they shout. Sometimes if not for that, it's more than business. I will stop because I know what. Okay, so my manager went somewhere recently and was beating. They beat him on his site.
Wow.
Guess what? The people we put there to take care of the property, they're actually the ones that beat my manager.
Wow. Why?
They didn't know him.
Oh
And
dear.
when he was supposed to go with somebody, the person he went with was a wrong person. And so immediately
So they
they
fuck.
got there because some Omonile have already started to try to do some funny things in the area, selling it very cheap and scamming people. So there was like a security to say anybody that comes here. So when he came, he was trying to call me and say, he was trying to video call me to show me that
Okay.
they started clearing, they're trying to do the road. They just pounced on him without asking questions. So when they came back, and I was like, you see all these people, if they know what we go through to say. So sometimes you just, for nothing, what is receipts compared to you don't even have anything? Some people have receipts, they have documents in diaspora. It's just paper. They don't have anything. Some people
True.
say they have allocation. Maybe somebody just snapped. Because there was a day I saw people sending my video, my estate to people and put another name. So when he says, Grace, send us the video. I say, is that your problem? So on my YouTube, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I saw that comment.
You saw that thing. It's video. You know how many videos that you have seen that does not, it's not even close to where the land, there's no land self. Let me know if it's not close to. So what you should look at are more things than all these little things that are not important. Do you understand? So there are some things you should look at, and that's why you need to go to the course so you will know what to ask. Stop asking for videos, stop asking if they have water, stop asking is there sand, is there... Those ones are not important. There are things that are more important. Do you understand? So
okay, so let me just reiterate something you said in the beginning. We've got another question from Linda, but you did say that whether the land has water or not, if you're buying for investment purposes, you will still make your money. You will still get returns on the land. So the land being swampy shouldn't be something that people should be too concerned about.
Me, if I see river now, I'm first an investor before I started helping people. If I see river today, I say tomorrow morning, and I punch my calculator, and it makes sense, I don't even need to enter inside because I don't know if it will swallow me. So I give you an example. There was a particular property I bought when I was not even started this business, and myself and my husband, the day we bought that property, they brought paper and said, "This is your property. You can't get there. You can't," because they pointed the place. There was no beginning and there was no end. So we didn't know where to start from. So we bought our property. Gradually, people were going there. It was moving. We bought our property for 400K when our daughter was going to Canada, because that's what I do. So we bought property for all our kids. So what we sell for school. When we were selling it, I think we sold it for like 4 point something or 5 million. After then that we sold it, I was not standing on the land, but this time around we were very close. So I said, that tree. Do you understand? We bought it when Anita was like 5 years. Anita went to Canada when she was 16 years. 11 years later, we have not got the land. But the capital appreciation was beautiful because he had documents. We did our survey, everything. And what they showed us was a layout on paper, not on ground. When you people say, give me a location, give me a location. Some people will just snap bush and say it's your location. See, there are some things that... So if I have experienced that, what is that not even worse than what I can stand is we still sold it to another person and the person did not still get, maybe they have gotten there now. But we saw the progression. We were living in that community and we saw people build, people were moving. And in 10 years, they got very close. I did a factory there. So I said that to say this is documentation is important. And who are you buying from? And will it still exist tomorrow? Those are the important things. Lagos, if you like, go and buy property that you yourself, you cannot even reach there. As long as you have good documents, they're able to carve out your own, even if it's on paper. We also do that now, paper allocation. And you trust these people that this paper, they are committed to this paper. You can even go and register the paper. Do you know, I've registered a lot of lands, my title documents, and I've not even gotten to the land. The GPS of the land, which is called the coordinate, in Lagos State, will show that land is existing.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's because I have knowledge. The land that we sold during my birthday, we are just clearing the road to get to the land. But I told my investor, I said, I have not gotten there. I'm clearing the road though. So when we were clearing the road, rain started falling for like 6 months. We couldn't move there because the more we cleared, the more the rain would just spoil everything. So the constructor said they are no longer doing anything. They just started clearing again now. In between that time and now, and then I said airport has come. Esse, it has moved with like almost 130% capital appreciation. So if I was waiting that I should clear to that one is for baby investors. You know what they call baby investors. But a lot of people now do those kind of things because they know that over the years it has worked and they can see that I said no road. The road will come and the road will finally come. Do you understand? But that is even an advantage. What is an advantage? No road is an advantage. Bush is the advantage. So you must, depends on what you want to do. If you want to build a house, we have the ones you can go and buy today and start building. So there are different types of investment.
Thank you for shedding light on that.
Ah,
And we'll take one last question from
one
Linda
last, please.
Ofodili.
In Nigeria, it is
12 midnight, right? Yeah.
Holy Spirit,
One
please.
one more question.
I've
Thank
been
you for your
talking. I've done
patience.
like 3 trainings. I've gone to business day to train SMEs. I've trained some of my investors on the kind of investment they have to do, because we have some people that I have to train to do real estate as business. So, like what I do, but in a smaller scale. I say I've been talking since morning.
Oh, wow.
It is.
Your name is
Um,
Grace. Your name is Grace for a reason.
one more question.
Yes, just
Just go and
yeah, the
watch
last
my
one.
YouTube channel. You'll be fine.
Okay, so
Follow me
Linda
on social
Ofodili
media.
says,
Yes, and anytime we are on pre-launch, go and buy. You'll be fine.
okay.
That's it.
Okay, so you mentioned Abuja. What areas will you be looking at and how soon will that
I'm going to
be?
do Abuja along the airport, because that no matter what happens about politics, about we have done our study, and it's still going to have a lot of capital appreciation. Whoever is president, who is not president, is the capital. So it's somewhere around the airport, and we want to do something that is affordable, and so we can see it grow, you know. So that we're already looking at it. We already have too many people on our database that they will still send me message say, Grace, when you finally get to Abuja, my money is waiting. So we definitely get to Abuja this year and do something, uh, not so much, just for the fun
For
of it.
starters, not so much, but as the
Yeah.
business grows, then
Um,
you get to do more.
well,
Okay.
just because I like people to make money. So it's a, when you have been very poor and you gonna give you opportunity to see money and also help people to make money, you then don't want to be poor again. So you just want to do what you are doing better. That's it.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
I like the system, that you're using. You've made money and you're teaching people to fish. You're not just giving people fish to eat. You're teaching people how to actually fish for themselves, which is a
yeah.
good thing, which is a very good thing. So people can be independent, and then they can, make their own money and be financially independent. So thank you so, 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 so much. Every time we call, you're here to answer us and enlighten us. And we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for all the hard work. And thank you, for your integrity, because the land business, the property business, anywhere in the world is not an easy business at all. So thank you, for giving us a safe place, a safe haven that we can, run back to, especially for those of us in the diaspora that can't trust a lot of people back home. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
And for
Ese. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Thank you, everybody that came to listen to us. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you. I love you guys. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thank you. Until next time on Gist with Essay, remember, stay happy, stay positive, stay mended. Bye.